Hello dear students, I hope you will be fine, happy and healthy today. Today we are going to begin the next activity, that is presentation number 7, unit 5 and page number 72. Yeah, and the title of the presentation is present perfect statement with more irregular verb. Today we will talk about some more irregular verbs. Some irregular verb we talked in level 1, 2, 3, and this is level 4. So some more irregular verb we will talk about. As you know, there are two type of verb. One is regular, one is irregular. Irregular verbs are those verbs which make the past and past participle formed by regular verb are those verbs which make the past and past participle by d or ed. For example, if we say play, played, या यही play लेकिन only ed का इजाफा होगा और third form भी यही है, so this is regular verb. And irregular verb are those verbs which don't make the past and past participle by d or ed but by some other way. Sometime all the three verbs are different. For example, go, went, gone, write, wrote, written. या हम यहाँ भी पढ़ेंगे ब्रीक, ब्रोक, ब्रोकन, ड्राइव, ड्रो, ड्रेवन, गेट, गॉट, gotten, write, wrote, written. So these are irregular. Sometimes all the three are the same as well. For example, cut, 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 put, put, set, set, read, read, read. Mean the words are the same. Sometimes the second and third are the same and the first one is different. For example, buy, bought, leave, left, send, sent, sleep, slept, spend, spent. यहाँ भी सेकंड और थर्ड फॉर्म एक जैसे है और रेगुलर में भी सेकंड और थर्ड फॉर्म एक जैसे है, लेकिन रेगुलर में डी ई डी के ज़रिए से और दूसरे अहम बात रेगुलर में ये है कि पहला बेस फॉर्म इसमें सालिम होता है और ओनली डी और ई डी का इजाफा होता है। लेकिन यहाँ पर अगर हम देख ले तो पहला एस एल है, यहाँ भी एस या एस एल है, लेकिन यहाँ डबल ई फी है और यहाँ ई फी टी है, तो सालिम हालत पहला इसमें नहीं है, राइट। तो यही भी इर्रेगुलर में एक बात है। और बाज़ दफ़ा पहला और आखिरी एक जैसे होते हैं और दरमियानी वन मुख्तलिफ होते हैं, जैसे रन, रेन, रन, राइट, कम, केम, कम. तो दीज आर आल्सो इर्रेगुलर वर्ब and sometime the first and second are the same and the other one is different. For example, we can say beat, beaten, शिकस्त देना और शिकस्त दिया और beaten third form है. लेकिन you should keep in mind dear student that irregular verb are very less in number. इसकी तादाद बहुत कम है. There are a few verbs which are irregular. Most of the verbs are through regular way. By the help of d or ed we make the past and past participle form. So here also we will talk about some irregular verb, and they have given this. If you look at the book, so these verbs they have given in the book. For example, the first one is buy, bought. या बाई का माना है खरीदना और bought मीन खरीदा, थर्ड फॉर्म भी bought है. लीव, लेफ्ट मीन छोड़ना और छोड़ा. सेंड, सेंट भेजना और भेजा. स्लीप, स्लेप्ट सोना और सोया. स्पेंड, स्पेंट खर्च करना और खर्च किया. इसी तरह ब्रीक, ब्रोकन तोड़ना और तोड़ा. ड्राइव, ड्रेवन चलाना और चलाया. गेट, गॉटन हासिल करना और हासिल किया. राइट, रोट, रिटन लिखना और लिखा. When we are talking about the past, so we should use the past form of verb if the synonyms are positive, right? And these are the second form. And in the present perfect tense, now our the tense under discussion is the present perfect tense. So in the present perfect tense also we use past participle form or we use verb third form also. It is also we call usually verb first form, verb second form, and verb third form we also call it, or we call it also first form, second form of verb and third form of verb. In simple English or in common discussion, we call them as well. So when we are talking about present perfect tense, so we should use has or have as auxiliary verb and then verb third form. Already we have discussed it, right? So, and you know that the structure of the present perfect is first of all subject plus has or have auxiliary verb, and then we use verb third form or past participle form, and then we use rest of the sentence. And you know that we use has with he, she, it and singular noun, and we use have with you, we, they and plural noun. Already we have discussed this tense a lot, and we use this tense for recently completed action. Similarly, action completed but the time is unknown, right? Action completed but the effect are visible. Similarly, action begin in the past and still continue. And another use of it is Britain use this tense a lot for recently completed action. American use mostly simple past tense, and Britain use this tense a lot. So already we have discussed these things in detail. You should try to make a lot of sentences upon that. For example, Bilal has written a letter. Bilal's written a letter. Then has we use the contraction form. And we have taken tea. We have taken tea, so we have taken tea. We use in this way, right? So now let's begin the practice. You will learn something more in the practice in this tense. Complete the paragraph with the present perfect or simple past of the verb in the parentheses. Use the affirmative or negative, which one makes sense. You should use negative or positive sentences, and you should use simple past tense or present perfect tense. The difference between simple past and present perfect is that simple past we use for such action the time of which is known, जिसकी time मालूम हो. For example, if I say I played cricket yesterday. I played cricket yesterday. So then we should say I played cricket yesterday. When we are talking about the time, so then we should use simple past tense. But when there is no need of the time or the time is unknown, so then we should use simple present perfect tense. For example, I have passed metric. I have passed metric. मैंने metric पास किया है. I have passed metric exam, right? Metric, matriculation or metric. So it means मैंने metric पास किया है. अभी time इसका ज़रूरत नहीं है कि मैं आपको बताऊं, लेकिन अगर मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने 1994 में metric पास किया था या metric पास किया है, so then I will use I passed metric in 1994. राइट, फिर सिंपल पास्ट लगाएंगे, हैव पास्ट नहीं, वर्ब सेकंड फॉर्म पर लगाएंगे. यानी जब टाइम का जिक्र करना हो तो सिंपल पास्ट लिख लेंगे, जब टाइम की जिक्र जरूरी ना हो तो फिर प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट में हम जुमले लिख लेंगे. यही मेन यूजेस हैं. सो लेट्स बिगिन. टोनी Ferris and Joe Biden are on a trip across the United States. They leave California. So what will we say? They left California a couple of months ago. Couple of month यहाँ पर जिक्र हुआ है 2 महीने पहले, तो टाइम मालूम हुआ है, so simple past लगाएंगे. They left California a couple of months ago and are in New York City now. So far they had visited. So far they have had visited, मतलब प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट लगाएंगे. they have so far they have had a great time on the trip. Similarly, they have driven, they have driven thousands of miles and they have done many interesting things, but they haven't spent a lot of money. They have eaten in many restaurants and they have stayed in and they haven't stayed in any hotel or motel. 8 number है. They've slept many nights under the star. They written a few letters to his family and friend, but Joe hasn't sent even a postcard. Sent ta. He's called his parent on their anniversary, but they haven't gotten any mail. Tony and Joe have had car problem along the way. Have आया है तो यहाँ पर have बतौर auxiliary verb और had main verb लगाएंगे. Their poor old car their poor old car has broken down several times, most recently on the way to New York. They've bought a lot of oil because the engine has been burning a lot of it. They are out of money and just yesterday अभी आया इसमें तो simple past लगाएंगे. And just yesterday Tony wrote to his parents for help. Tony has written न लगाएंगे क्योंकि yesterday time का जिक्र हुआ है. So Tony wrote to his parents for help. इसी तरह नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी जो है वो भी यही लेटर है और लेटर में हमने खाली जगहों को फिल करना है इन्हीं वर्ब के ज़रिए से. फॉर एग्जांपल, डियर मम एंड डैड, थैंक यू फॉर द लेटर. सॉरी, आई हैवंट रिटन or called recently, right? But we have had a good time. There's not much time to write. Last weekend. So इसी तरह you have to fill the blank places of the letter. It will be your homework. Actually among these verb you will use the present perfect or simple past. If time is given you will write simple past. If time is not given you will write present perfect. In present perfect you will use past participle or verb third form, and you will use has or have auxiliary verb according to the subject, as we already told you, right? So I hope you will have learned, dear student, this activity. Try to read it again and again and try to share with all your near and dear one. Thank you so much for the